If I do a good job, you can tell me about it. If I don't tell Jerry about it. Still tell me about it. And I'll promise I'll get better. So we have not a real tight agenda, but I'm going to, our guest speaker today is Bob Jones. And Bob is the president of the board of directors for the Thurston County Veteran Services. And he's going to tell us currently what their goal is and what they're doing and how they're supporting veterans through the court system. So we have a video that we're going to play, and some of you may have seen it, some of you have not, but we're also going to be having 10 different 30-second ads, and I'm going to grab one of those randomly and just play that so you can see. We're just following up the 4-minute video with that. So without any further ado, oh, I got one more thing. I need to tell everybody, this is Troy. Hi. And Troy is broadcasting our meeting.
We're doing it over Facebook. I just want you to know, and by the way, if we get to the fun part, to where we just want to have fun, then, I'll shut it off. But just for the information side,
we always have fun.
Yes, but, because there are maybe veterans or, folks that are in military that cannot attend these meetings, it's a great way to get out to them and get the information. But that's really what it's for. It's on South Sound Events page. So if you go there, you can like it and you can see it later. But, some of them have quite large impact, and it's just in the back, but just so you know.
All right.
Quick question. What states is that broadcasted to?
What states?
Yeah.
Every,
all 50?
Every state in the union.
What are this? Tennessee and Nevada?
Yeah. I don't think it has facial recognition at this point.
It's fun.
All right. Ken, you had your hand up. What did you want to say?
I want to have fun.
Oh, all right, good. I was thinking you wanted to bang for your head. All right. All right, Bob, I'm going to try to get this rolling so you can take off.
Mike is working on the video here. How many of you have already seen our video? Just make sure. Okay, so it's less than half. So that's how Jerry, who we know right now is sunning himself in Hawaii, asked us to show the video again. So I think you'll be impressed with the video. We've nominated the star of that video to be, that's Shane, to be a member of the Academy, and we're going to see if we can get him down the red carpet next year. So watch that. And then there's going to be a question. Did anybody see the prosecuting attorney in his? Watch for that. And then while Mike is doing the video opening, I'd like to make sure that everybody knows that we've got a couple other board members here. One is Mike and one is Michael Stedman. So if the video is ready, we'll let it go. And then I'll give you some more information.
Are we ready?
We're ready.
All right.
November 11th of 2011
No, we're not.
was probably the last.
Mike used to be a board member for our.
Zoom in, zoom in. Let's see.
There you go.
Yep. Now that's the power.
He's a Marine.
There we go.
Barrel hit on the head. That day when I was taken into custody and arrested and brought into Thurston County Veterans Court. My experience in the military had a lot of different emotions involved in it and had a lot of different experiences. I was an airborne infantry soldier, traveled the world, went on many deployments. I'm very proud of the deployments and the work that I did. And in the long run of time, it ended up taking a tremendous toll on myself and my mind and my body, where I ended up getting out of service in 2001 and had quite a problem with both with alcohol and with managing my temper and being present in my own life, where I wasn't feeling like I was worthy of any help or any love or anything along those lines. It ended up causing me a divorce and a strange relationship with my family, my children, my parents. Oddly enough, it was November 11th, 2011. Ended up getting arrested and introduced to Thurston County Veterans Court program. I owe a lot to the Veterans Court and the people that are involved with the court still. It's so easy with veterans coming from the service, going on various deployments. They have a hard time sleeping at night when the deployment's done and when the sun sets, they still have to look at themselves in the mirror and the things that they've done. And just being exposed to the things that we're exposed to takes a toll on a person's mind and their own self-worth. Through the process, one of the counselors that I was meeting with did explain that my best thinking on that day got me arrested.
Going through the program was not an easy thing to do. I found myself many times making the decision to go buy groceries or have to go pay for my alcohol test. Because of the program, I have better relationships with my family. I make a lot better decisions, and I have the ability to deal with the past in a much more positive way.
I think the biggest thing that the attention that I received from both the other members of the Thurston County Veterans Court, but mainly the staff, they just seemed like they cared. They cared about my day and my week, and they really cared about us. As veterans, we internalize so much of the pain instead of dealing with it externally. When you go through a program with the caring people through the court systems, they give you those tools and outlets instead of being angry and thinking of suicide and drinking. They give you the better tools to be able to really teach you how to be able to deal with those past memories and those bad days.
Towards the end of my journey, the court staff would approach me if I was interested in a mentoring program. I was very excited about that, to be able to give back to the people that were starting the program. I know what they were going through and be able to help them because of where I was at when I was starting the program.
And just being able to be that voice and that person is extremely rewarding for me to be able to help them through the darkness.
The program needs support from veterans and non-veterans alike. With your support, we could reduce the financial burden for veterans going through the program.
You're so much happier with the man in the mirror that you are, and be able to move on and live a more productive life.
There's many ways that a person can donate and help out, and thank you for your support.
Mike is going to show one of our clips.
With more than 37,000 veterans in our county, it's not easy to provide the proper assistance that all of our heroes deserve. It takes a community effort. Join our cause.
I forgot to tell you, we're going to have a test at the end of this presentation. So the first question is, who was the voiceover in that clip? Does anybody know?
Salty old Marine.
Oh, that's so little Marine. He was an aircraft crewman in Vietnam. Anybody? Say again. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sitting right there.
Oh, sitting right there. Yeah, Bill Anderson. Okay, Bill Anderson says sitting right there. Mike did all the voiceovers, and he's got a new career. So he's actually going to be helping us with more voiceovers as we go along. And then the other test question is going to be multiple choice at the end of the presentation. So I'm going to do like we do normally around the local educational outlets. So we're going to give you the answers, but I'm going to ask you the question at the end and see if you can put the two together. So I'd like to make sure that you know that I boiled this down from a 3-hour presentation to just a little over 2. So it's not going to go for this long. I'd like to thank you all for giving us the opportunity to tell you about Thurston County Veterans Services and let you know a little bit about what we're doing. And last time I was here, we told you that we were helping the veterans who go through Veterans Court. And I'm going to say just a few things about Veterans Court. If you're suffering from PTSD and you've committed misdemeanor offense or you're downcharged from the Superior Court to a misdemeanor offense, Judge Buckley will let you get into Veterans Court. You're being treated by the VA for your PTSD. You're being treated by all kinds of counseling and therapy here in the Thurston County community. But what you're not being covered for, and by the way, your tax dollars are paying for that. The treatment court actually pays for many of these particular benefits that go through a diversionary program. The benefits are paid for by the treatment tax. What is not paid for by the tax is what Thurston County Veteran Services picks up. And I'll tell you a couple things that we picked up here lately. The treatment tax doesn't cover the DUI requirement in some cases where the judge orders the breathalyzer to start the car. So we found a veteran who was looking for a breathalyzer, needed the breathalyzer to start his car so he could get to his job so he could pay for the things that he had to pay for. And the first time that he asked us for help with paying for that breathalyzer, we covered that. Another veteran came in and asked us to help him cover the monitoring bracelet that in fact they have to wear if the judge orders that. Whatever the judge orders, if it's not covered by the tax, the participant then can ask us for assistance. Now, one of the things that's happened over the last 6 months since we started granting some of these expenses is we've never turned down anybody. We've gone through another list of expenses that I won't bore you with, but I will tell you that we've figured out something. We have something that everybody wants to support, and we're looking for more projects. So I've been talking to my good friend Colleen, who I work for once a year when I grade papers. Colleen said, well, you know, maybe there's a program in the school district. So not wanting to be just North Thurston, I thought, well, maybe we could look at North Thurston, Sunwater, and Olympia, and we can help children who are dependent children of the active duty military, and we can expand that to include the reserve military. We can expand that to include some veterans if they need to go. We're going to help children in the school districts. We just haven't started that program yet, but that's one we're looking at. Another one we're looking at is we're looking for a project that, in fact, that's what I'd like for you to all help me with, that will help us educate the veterans about their benefits, coordinate some of their benefits, and reduce the barriers. You can see that we're reducing barriers by paying for some of those things that we pay for. So one of the things that came to our mind was that the veteran here in town many times does not have transportation to get to American Lake. Well, there is a van going to American Lake from the hub here in Lacey. You have to get to the hub. So we thought maybe we could help people get to the hub. We refer people to the hub. We refer people to other social and veteran services. But one of the things that we want to try to do is those things that other people are not looking at. So we're kind of a niche-oriented marketing persons, and I want to make sure you know that we're looking for more projects. So part of the test, and I lied to you, there's going to be 2 questions. One is, what do you think our mission is? What is our mission? Call on somebody. Bill knew the last answer, so I don't want to call him. What do you think our mission is? Did I give it too quick? Educate, coordinate, and reduce barriers. Okay, all together now. Educate, coordinate, and reduce barriers. There you go. You know that. The second question is, what would you recommend that an organization like ours that takes local community funds, so far we haven't taken any taxpayer money, that takes local funds and we actually put it back into the community by helping veterans. What would you see as a project for us to take on over the next year?
What do you want? You mean the school district?
Any project.
Ah, okay.
Yes, any project, countywide. You want to answer once, and I have to. Yes.
Something that an individual when I went to another court that was dealing with PTSD, he actually was the caretaker for an RV facility. So he
Right.
did the gardening and whatnot. And gardening is one of those things that get you outdoors and everything like that. So maybe a place where folks could do some kind of a gardening, whether it be flowers or vegetables or whatever.
Like the grub?
Yeah, a diversity kind of a thing.
They're gonna have a victory garden at the new food bank too, so
At the new food bank.
that's a great idea.
We could help people by getting some folks into that project, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just a place where folks could actually do that, because a lot of folks don't always have the landscape to do something like that, so a place where they could just
Absolutely.
put time into it.
On JBLM, they actually, at one of the mental health facilities, they already have a PTSD garden. They have it all over the hospital in every square inch they can utilize.
So they could utilize the space, is what you're saying?
Correct, so they just utilize space around the old Madigan,
Yes?
and there's, I mean, they have everything. from
Does everybody know where the old Madigan is? Okay.
So the gardens around there are actually done by all the PTSD soldiers here.
Super. Okay. Anything else? Yes, ma'am.
My brother was a Marine in Vietnam, and I think he was in his 60s before he admitted that he might have some PTSD, so the video said 50%. Is there any way that there's a program to help people recognize that?
That's a very good question, and yes, there is. The challenge is to get the person who has the PTSD into the program. And I'm not here to represent the VA, but I will tell you that at the hub, there's counselors from the federal level VA that actually will help them with that. The diagnosis can be when you walk in the door and sit down, and if you've got the PTSD, you'll soon know that.
Yeah.
But you recognize that, of course, and that's where the counselors come in. So if there's an official program to do that, we could help by doing more for that.
One other thing, Bob. One of the biggest, I think, problems or concerns from the Vietnam era was just having the veterans admit they were there and receiving the coin or the pin, from the Gold Star Medal makes a huge difference. And it opens that door for them to talk about it, because I can tell you from my own personal experience, I stuffed it, and I stuffed it for 40 years.
I can also tell you that dealing with Mike, and he didn't ask me to say this, but he brought it up. When I invited him to join the board, it was after I realized that he needed to talk about that. And Mike is our man on with the party. And he's helped literally hundreds of other people. And thank you much. Okay, anybody else got an idea for us? You've certainly got an idea of what, do you have an idea of what, another idea, other than the one you came up with, which we're gonna work on?
A bunch more people in here. I have to have two. They don't have to have any.
Well, see, we're not fair.
Oh,
We know who the true thinkers are.
all right, thank you. That's very.
We pick on the ones that have good ideas.
Okay, great.
And so you had one of the best.
Yeah, and I think that whole access to finding out a way to, what's available, and then
Support groups.
working towards, yeah, and that's what I like so much about the hub, and, but how does somebody access the food bank, and, how do we make sure people know how to access the VA? My brother said it can be
Off-putting,
complicated
it
and
can be off-putting,
challenging.
very complicated.
Yeah, lots of forms and
Yes.
things, and so and then he's in the Agent Orange
Yeah,
program.
It's
Yeah.
on the list. It's on-
Yes, which
Okay. That's okay, that's him calling.
that is my brother. He's calling to say, stop talking about
Well, that's it, one of the great places to start for your brother would be the Lacey's veterans. So,
me. Yeah, he lives in California, but I'm saying to all of
Is he close to San Diego?
No, he's in Monterey, kind of, really, but he's found,
He's found
he
it.
cracked open for
Okay.
him, and so he's getting some services now.
Great, yes, sir.
So I'm relatively new to Lacey and the military community or veterans community within Lacey. So I don't exactly know what services the hub has, but I know from my experience and my buddies my age that been there and done the things. I personally I find it hard to walk into a facility that says it's branded in such a way. To relate that to what we do, we're National Guard recruiters, and it's hard for someone to walk in to us and talk about joining. That's why we go out into the community.
Reach out and bring them in.
Yeah, so I was wondering, do you guys have any programs that's kind of like a detached program that they go out and they go where veterans would hang out, or go to events like the South Sound Barbecue or things like that, and not have a booth, because a booth is still the same thing, it's branded, it's, if I walk up there and my buddy or somebody or someone I work with sees that, or someone that's gonna hire me in 6 months, oh, you were the one that walked up to the PTSD booth, I don't wanna hire you, you're unstable. And that's usually what it is, but if there's some type of program that, if I'm somewhere just enjoying a good time, and all of a sudden someone's talking to me, and then all of a sudden they realize through casual conversation that, hey, this guy needs help, this guy might have some things that he needs to talk to, and then I get a business card and a brochure, and it was that person's job just to make 10 contacts in a day with veterans that could potentially need help, and then they go back to the office and go back to their counseling duties, but it'd kind of be an out, I guess they go out into the community and they would be able to find candidates that would need help.
And what you're also saying is people who call in and ask questions like they do with me, one of the things we do is we refer everybody to the hub that needs to go there.
Okay.
And in fact, Shane, who was in the start of our video, Shane is a volunteer at the hub at least 2 days a week. In many weeks, he's 3 days a week. He's 100% disabled American veteran, and he volunteers there 3 days a week with the Veterans Court 1 day a week. And he is actually the one that they go to as a mentor. And that's the purpose, is to get people to start talking. Commonly called facilitation of discussion. Not necessarily oriented around PTSD, but it can move to that direction. That's what you're saying. Okay? Yes, sir.
I have a suggestion of making better with veterans' death benefits. There could be a one-stop shopping policy, so that if you go to a funeral home and they report your death to the Social Security Administration, but Social Security doesn't give you the $250 Social Security death benefit. VA has a $300 death benefit, but that's not connected to any of that. In the state of Washington, Ralph Monroe started the one-stop shopping licensing policy a number of years ago, where people that had a grocery store also had a liquor license and a cigarette license, and they combined all that into the one-stop shopping thing. Well, maybe funeral homes and the veterans organizations could organize the same kind of a one-stop organization, so that you didn't have to go to the whatever it was, Social Security and VA veterans to get your benefits.
And I can add on to that. One of our board members, everybody knows Gabe Comer, Gabe works at Woodlawn, and he's putting together a program for just that. And we appreciate your input on that. We're gonna try to pull together a resource for that end of the journey.
Pull it together so it's made easy for the family. We have one more question.
Yes.
I just think that you guys do a great job, and I really hope that you will still sit on my Month of the Military Proud essay.
I will. I'm committed.
Yeah, I got hooked on that. How many of you know what she's talking about? Yeah.
Oh, I'll start pitching it soon.
You'll
Don't
start
worry.
pitching.
You'll hear about it for months coming
I'd
up.
like for you also, I'd like to pitch back to you. I'd like for you to pitch what we talked about of a potential helping some students that are related to either military or veteran families.
So, last year at a middle school at North Thurston, we had a student whose father was I'm not sure if he was at NTC or Yakima, and he was under the care of a older brother who was, I think, 18 or 19. And he couldn't get to JBLM to get his sports physical, to participate in sports. So I contacted Bob and his organization to see if we could arrange some way to get the sports physical paid for outside of going to Madigan. Maybe one of the local clinics, or we knew that transportation, he had to be able to walk with his brother to get there. And even though we didn't have to go that route, his organization said, of course, they stepped up and they said, whatever you need, we'll make it happen. So
And
it was
what caught my
awesome.
attention was the young lad's father deployed to Yakima. I don't know if you said that already.
I don't know if it was Yakima or NTC, I don't remember,
He
yeah.
was deployed.
Yes.
Yeah, he was deployed, and his 18-year-old brother was in charge of his destiny. And although it's legal, I was a little concerned about how that was coming down. And we offered to help. So that's what we're looking for. And I'm standing up here asking you, before he gives me the hook.
I tried to do that.
I know. Before he gives me the hook, we're going to go back to the test question. Can anybody name what our mission is? Educate, coordinate, and reduce barriers. Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Give yourselves a big hand. We appreciate it.
Good job, Eric.
Thank you, Bob. I wanted to recognize we have some elected officials in the room. I know my buddy here, the Marine, I was going to get on him and say something, but he paid for my breakfast, so all I can say is that, and you can ask him later, is he is a Hollywood Marine. So anyway, it's time to go around our room, and I want to get through it all, because we also have people in our group that want to speak for people that are running for office that are here, as well as incumbents that are here. So, and I don't want to cut them off, and I want to give them a little more time. So if we can start with you, Troy, and go around the room, if you want to say anything.
I'm good, I hope everyone's okay with just continuing the live stream. We have about 15 people that have been watching, so that's good.
All right, super. Well, we'll keep moving around the room now.
So, I always have something to say. I'm Colleen Moldenhauer. I'm the school liaison, military liaison officer for North Thurston Public Schools. Everybody at your table received an invite. Everybody from in our group is invited to our ribbon cutting ceremony. It's October 16th, 8:45 to 9:30 at the River Ridge High School Theater. It is the official opening for the Madigan School-Based Health Clinic. We have been working pretty diligently to get this word out and to invite our community partners and members to be a part of it. So we would hopefully any of you would like to join. There'll be a reception afterwards with pastries, so if you want some breakfast, come on out for that. Also, I'll start my monthly military child essay contest plug today, since we already mentioned it. I'm always looking for sparks. I know, but still, it's never too early. It's in April, but we'll get that process rolling. Anyway, and we'll be, next month, I will also have a list of the schools having Veterans Day assemblies, so if anybody would like to attend any of those, you're more than welcome. We'll have, every school in our district is actually having one this year, so you'll have many opportunities to attend. And, I think that's all for us.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'm Joy for Baby Steps. I don't have anything.
You don't have anything to say, Joy?
I'm Jean, I actually was thinking today. I'm Jean Tamika, I'm a volunteer specialist for North Thurston Public Schools. I work with Colleen on a lot of things, but I also run my own program because I oversee the entire volunteer program for North Thurston Public Schools. And our goal this year is to really help our students, and that includes a lot of our military affiliated students, which were at 25%, 25% is active duty. So they really make a big impact on our student body and how we function as a school district. So getting our active duty volunteers in the schools has been a challenge. We do have several veterans that come in. They're part of leading buddy programs and things like that. So some of the things that we're trying to do for the students this year is, Mike will know about this one, Rotary, Gateway Rotary is sponsoring a Student of the Month program. I've been working with Diana and Barb all summer, trying to get this program off the ground. So as part of our compassionate community, we will launch, it's already launched, so our first awardee will be in October. And the winner will also receive lunch with Mike. And I think we have a string of several elected officials that have actually, which I think is great.
Yeah, that's in the penalty box.
I want the box.
You have to watch me eat though.
Well, and our community has graciously donated, we have, Ollie Fed has donated a $100 gift card for each month, along with Designs, who is a local company that has donated a t-shirt, lanyard, and bumper sticker, as well as we've gotten movie tickets, we've gotten Dutch Butter gift cards. So this is gonna be a huge basket each month for these students, and all they have to do is volunteer. So if you have an organization where you would love a student, a high school student, to come and participate and volunteer, then you can nominate them for that award. Anybody in the community can nominate. We also have our college and career fair coming up next week, and Lacey Children's Fair this weekend. So these are great opportunities for us to meet with the public and really recruit more veterans and things. So we just try to get more volunteer support this year in TPS, especially in our military population. So volunteer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go to that corner in the back.
Hi everyone, I'm Meredith Shores. I'm a First County employee. Tia and I work to support Jada on their transportation options. So we're just here for the first time trying to figure out how we fit into all of this. So thank you for having us.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
All right. We'll jump up the table here and come back around there. Sergeant, yes.
Yeah. Good morning everybody. I'm Sergeant Susie Lopez of the Washington National Guard. I'm a recruiter right down the street. You guys know where that club is? Right over there. I cover down in the River Ridge and Timberline High School area. And I'm here to find out how I can help you.
Sergeant Dornbos, same spiel. I was active duty Army before, Fort Campbell, and then here, some stuff in between. And now I'm National Guard. I love it. Being a recruiter, I take a different spin on it. I'm actually in the North Thurston public school system as a volunteer. So trying to get out in the community as much as possible while giving information, so the kids that don't have the best future ahead of them, maybe take college, things like that, but we still like to help the community. That's what we're about.
Thank you.
Gary Dangerfield, JVL Public Affairs, and a very nervous Cubs fan right now. So I know we'll be firing today, and this should last until Wednesday. But the best news of all, the main gate is now open, so trust me when I tell you pressure on the leaves, so enjoy.
My wife loves that.
I'm Bob Trigan, the military liaison for Capital Lake Fair in July.
Keith Clark with Inner City Transit. I'm a van pool outreach coordinator. So what we tie in here is helping soldiers get back and forth to work, JBLM, 100% free. If anybody wants information on Inner City Transit van pool, I will have my cards. And I'm a not so nervous Mariners fan.
I'm Carolyn Newsom, and I'm from Interstate Transit as well. I'm the van pool manager, and I mention every time that you should like our Facebook page and look at our website, because we do a lot of hiring. So we are getting ready to hire. It's a well-paying job. We support veterans, benefits. So, take a look at that. And as I always mention, many people at Inner City Transit are my age, and so they are headed towards retirement, so there'll be openings in lots of other departments as well. It's a fantastic place to work, so please take a look at that, and please come talk to us about maybe helping with transportation. You'll see it was kind of a theme as we went around the room so far. Transportation sometimes is a barrier, and people forget that it's a barrier. So thank you.
Thank you.
John McConnell, I'm with MLWW, and you saw me last time if you were here. We're working on getting the ROTC going here in Thurston County.
Finally.
We've got some good people helping us, and so anybody that's interested thinking about getting to the right superintendent, And the right school let me know this is our target. We're getting there, we're getting the plan organized this month, and we'll come back later on.
Good.
Looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
I'm Bill Adamson, South Sound Military Communities Partnership, and I have so much going on, I'm gonna yield my time to the elected.
Hi, I'm Flavia Holsey with the Army's Regional Health Command Pacific. Just a couple updates on our footprint, which covers the hospitals and soldiers' readiness on the West Coast, Hawaii, and in Japan and Korea, and across the Pacific. We recently completed our regional best medic competition, and actually a medic from Madigan won the region's competition, so that was exciting. They got to represent us at the Army's competition. They represented us well. They didn't win, but it was exciting to kind of follow along. Our command team is actively involved in a lot of global health engagements, as well as soldiers from throughout our footprint. And most recently, our command team, or our commander, went to China to participate in the Asia Pacific Military Health Exchange. So that was a pretty exciting opportunity just to collaborate with many Asian nations. And then kind of a bigger picture, two things that came out of the National Defense Authorization of 2017 are taking effect as recently as yesterday. So one of those being that on 1 October, Congress had mandated that the Defense Health Agency take administrative control of all military hospitals. So we're in the process right now of kind of going through that transition. It should be completely seamless if you're a beneficiary. For those of us who work in military medicine, we're kind of figuring out what that means, but hopefully it means more coordinated care across the services. Woody, is there anything I should add about that from your
They're the owners of MHS Genesis.
What's that?
They're the owners of Genesis.
Yes, that's right. The DoD, not Madigan, are the owners of MHS Genesis, which is the new electronic health record that Madigan did field this past fall. And then the second piece that came out of that NDAA were some changes to TRICARE and your TRICARE benefits. So I know many of you are TRICARE beneficiaries or work with veterans and service members who are. So just make them aware, or help us make them aware that this is brand new. There's an open season this year that will start November 10th and goes through December 12th. Sorry, November 12th to December 10th. That window. So a 1 month window where they can actually change their, if they want to make any changes to their plan, this is when they can do it. Previously, it had to be, or it could be at any point. Now it's an open season, much like many civilian plans. And that also applies to the TRICARE retiree and dental program, which is going away. But there's a new federal vision and dental program that you can elect to enroll in during that open season. So it's a pretty big change. There's some other smaller changes that go along with that, but just if you work with veterans and their TRICARE benefit, just something good to be aware of. So unless there's any questions, that's all I have.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
When is MHS Genesis going to start working?
Well, that's not my program. No. It really
What's
has
the prognosis?
Now,
What's the prognosis?
quit putting someone on the spot.
No, that's fine. It really has been a work in progress.
Yeah,
Madigan was the first military
Yes.
medical center of that scale to field it, so we know that there were some hiccups, and I think it's a constant review process. So hopefully you see improvements. I know it was a learning curve for the providers, for patients, but it should be making steady, continuous improvements. And I know that from the Defense Health Agency level, they're constantly looking at and working very closely with Madigan staff to improve that here, and then so that when it's fielded across the DoD, it's a more positive experience.
Thank you.
Anything?
That's good.
You can talk about it. What's your point?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good morning, Master Sergeant Melinda Gunnisher with the Western Air Defense Sector. Couple things on our radar is we're doing a fun event. Our junior enlisted folks are teamed up with Mary Finley, who is the organization head for Suits for Service members, and that's for transitioning members transitioning out of the service. They can go and basically shop the aisles of her facility and get It says suits, but it could be dresses, it goes both ways, it's male and female. It's an amazing organization. In the last year, she's serviced 900 folks for their business attire to go to that interview and whatnot, so it's an amazing program. As Fabia mentioned, we have a budget. That's like the first time in 20 years, so yay to that. Not working under a CR and not worrying about a furlough or any of that that stuff is kind of strange for us in the budget world. We've done that for many, many years. A big thank you to everybody that's been helping us out and doing various things within our organization lately. And for those of you with ties to other service members or whatnot, and you love the community and you're looking at staying, we have several openings at WADS right now. So if you know what we are, we're a little niche in the world. We're mostly active duty, but we're guardsmen. But we are AGR, what's called Active Guard Reserve Force. So we would love to have some folks come and see what we are. We have both comm and operations side in our facility. So bring your families.
Thank you.
Kelly Thomas Watts. That's it.
That's it.
Hostage.
Well said.
This table?
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Woody Stone. I'm with Madigan Public Affairs Office. And I'll just tag on to one thing that Flavia said about MHS Genesis, and that is that it's a year. Last October we got it started. We're still learning a lot about it, and there are a lot of things that they're learning, that this Defense Health Agency is learning about it as well. That being said, our new commander has said we're not going to roll out a bunch of new programs right now. We're going to work on the things that we've got. We're getting better at those things, and we're continuing to hone the various projects we've got. Having said that, Colleen mentioned that we're getting ready on October 16th to open up our 9th school-based health clinic. This is the first one in the North Thurston School District, and so we're very excited about that as well. Last month we opened one up in Bethel School District. So we're excited about being able to get healthcare out to students so that they, the tagline is that the classroom is the waiting room, so they don't have to have parents take off to be able to go get some of their routine healthcare taken care of. And that's all I have for right now.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
There we go. Good morning. Yeah, I'm the shy guy from JBLM. I'm with Armed Forces Community Services. I've been talking about it for months. Our new, it was a one page and had all of our phone numbers, all of our programs and locations. But a year ago when we merged with DHR, we became a two-pager. So the front part really tells you kind of who we are, how we've transformed, where our locations are. And the back side is the phone book. It has all the numbers, the programs. We're heavily anchored in Waller Hall. So that's out. It's they asked you yesterday, the question was asked, can we do it as a soft launch? And I said, unless you say no, I'm going tomorrow public. So you're the first group to see the new one. Even my staff hasn't had it. Mostly because I haven't even seen most of my staff. Because yesterday was Monday. So the other thing is, this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We do have a program that we're supporting through our Family Advocacy Program. The picture is the Beltway sniper, his wife, and she's coming to talk about her life as his prisoner before and during and before he was caught. So it's just one of those things, if you want to go on, you sign up so we have an idea if the theater is big enough. And it's October 19th. I brought in a stack of Focus magazines, 2 stacks. Anything that you don't take, Colleen will take. Of course, we do all the other programs we have. New fiscal year. Yesterday I was going around singing, wishing everybody Happy New Year, and they're kind of looking at me like, huh? Happy New Fiscal Year. So yes, we do have money, at least for a few days. And Colleen, you're absolutely right. It's never too early to start marketing. I'm sure on the 4th of July I saw Christmas stuff out in the PX. So thank you very much. Thank you for what you have. Have a safe week or month.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nathan. I'm just a community member.
All right. Thank you for coming. Bill?
Bill McGregor, Board of Olympia Commissioner, I'm gonna slide right on down.
Hi, I'm Major Brooke Davis with the 446 Airlift Link Public Affairs. Do we have any Seahawks fans in the room?
No.
Because if you're gonna be at the game, our unit on Sunday is doing the flyover. So you can see us, we're excited about that, and the air crew that's doing the flyover, they get to land, they get to go back to the game. So they're really excited. And then also, the 62nd Airlift Wing couldn't be here today because they're doing a change of command. They're gonna be sponsored by the Seahawks this year. Every year they sponsor a military unit, so that ceremony is today. So it's a Seahawks themed day for us.
Thank you, thank you. Victor, Victor is running for Thurston County Prosecuting Attorney, and I promised that we'd recognize him and give him some time. And I'm out of time.
But I'm thankful for the introduction. I'm Victor Minharis. I've been an attorney almost 30 years. Been in Thurston County for 15 years, I think. And I'm running for Thurston County Prosecutor. There hasn't been a contested election for prosecutor here in 20 years, since 1998. I'm ready to reform the office and bring in some 21st century ideas to modernize some things. Like managing the jail population, making sure that we have good pre-diversion options for veterans and others, and basically to revamp what we've been doing because there hasn't been much change since the late 90s here. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. We have a representative here.
So my name is Christine Nunn, and I'm Senator Murray's South Sound Director, so you'll see me around. One thing to go off of services, I don't think a lot of people know that congressional offices can help with status checks of anything going on at the VA. So if you're stuck or you need help kind of navigating forms, we can always help with that. You can just call Senator Murray's office or any congressional office. You can call your congressman if you'd like. But also, shout out to Intercity Transit because grants are few and rare these days. And they got a $9.7 million grant from us, which is awesome. But but if there's anything that we can help with, I have some cards. If you'd like to come talk to me, I'd be happy to check in with you all. You will see me around, but we're here to help in any way we can.
Thank you. Can you do anything about the donut? Yeah.
I mean, I think, well, WashDOT is working on it.
Good answer. All right. We're gonna go back down here to Ken's daughter. All right, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
I don't feel it was that.
So my name is Dawn Gibbs. I'm with the Minuteman Fund of Washington, and we award emergency assistance grants to Washington National Guard members that have issues or have emergency situations. And I'm here with my Ken. And basically, we've been around since 1991, but we're not very well known except for with the family programs with the Washington National Guard. So I kind of want to change that. Yeah.
I'm sorry I embarrassed you by connecting.
Am I ready? Oh, I'm used to it. It's all right.
Mr. B.
I'm gonna sit here and have fun.
Oh, you're not gonna talk?
No,
I've never heard you for a lack of words.
No, I'm done.
Oh, you're done.
Okay, I'm Stuart Ridgway. I'm a retired Army officer, retired CPA, and I'm treasurer of the chamber.
I'm Michael Stedman. I'm the Lacey City Council member. I'm also a member for the Chamber of Commerce here that the military affairs works under. Prior service Marine like Mike, and when he's referred to me as Hollywood, it means I went to San Diego MCRD, and he went to Paris Island. So if you didn't know, there's a little bit of rivalry there.
And there's a world of difference between the two.
and I bleed green and gold. I'm an A's fan. So
there you go. Yes, Ken.
I actually do have a comment.
I figured you would. I know.
We're all getting shocked.
Tomorrow, the Lacey Chambers Forum is a political forum. We're gonna have a candidate for Thurston County Commissioner. All candidates for political office are invited to come and put up their material and stuff. They'll get introduced, but they won't get to say anything. But come and hear the forum tomorrow, and we're also gonna be talking about the Lacey Parks and Metropolitan Parks District proposal. So the political forum at the Lacey Chamber tomorrow, 11:30 at Worthington Center.
You got it.
And tomorrow's also my daughter's birthday, she turns 15. I'll be at the forum, but I don't know if I'm gonna be early or late.
You'll have her on a short leash until she's 20. All right. Well, thanks, Ken. I was gonna tell everybody about the forum as well. So I'm an ambassador for the Lacey Chamber. I also work for Evergreen Home Loans. But today all I'm gonna talk about is real men wear pink. And you're gonna see the cards on your desk. And I should say, as much as everybody knows, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And there are significant numbers of men that that have breast cancer as well. On those cards is a website, and you're going to see. Obviously, it'll bring you to my website, and I'd love you to donate. But in the upper left-hand corner, there's a button there that you can check, and there are 41. I think I counted this morning. It's been growing. 41 men and women that have committed to wear pink every day of the month of October and raise $2,500 each. We had one that decided that wasn't good enough and he had to bump it to $5,000. We'll see if he gets there, but he probably will. Anyway, I'd love to have you donate. I don't care, love you have to donate to me, but I don't care who you donate as long as you donate. This has impacted my life in more ways. In the biography that I wrote of why I'm doing this, you'll see how it affected so many people in my life and my family as well. So, I think that kind of wraps it up. Oh, I wanted to say the 20th of October, Hunter Park is the walk, run for breast cancer. I know that there'll be a lot of real men wear pink there, but there's also, you can make teams, you can register, it's all online, and it should be a great event. So, oh my gosh, we're early. We're actually going to get out of here a little early.
Also,
Bob will make it up. Any questions?
No, go ahead, Bob, any questions?
What about Bob? I just have one question. Does anybody remember what our mission is?
He nailed it. All right, if anybody else has anything to say, I know I was kind of rushing people along. I'm open, or we'll call it a day. And I would love to thank you all for coming. And again, tell Jerry if I did a good job, but don't tell him anything if you think I did a bad one. Thanks for coming, guys.